sir. Thank you, and thank you for your deliberations there. I rise today to recognise the outstanding members of my community who continue to demonstrate their wonderful respect and values for our community, care for the environment, and display their conscientious efforts to improving the electorate that we all live in. Recently, I joined with local Blackwood Reconciliation Group members and over 100 volunteers to plant some 600 native trees at the Colebrook Reconciliation site. Kaurna food, medicine plants and other native plants from the plains and Adelaide Hills were selected in consultation with local Kaurna educated Tamaru Katinyari. A majority of the plants were propagated, donated or locally sourced from the Coromandel Natives Nursery, so thank you to them. I'd like to thank the collaborative efforts of Peter Stokes from the Department of Environment and Water, John Sandham of the Botanical Gardens of South Australia and the Plant Society, and of course a very active member in Rotary, Trees for Life, Blackwood Uniting Church, and especially Alan Edwards, who is Chair of the Blackwood Reconciliation Group, Helen Sage, Di Griggs, and once again Tamaru for his fantastic welcome to country. The Blackwood Reconciliation Group works actively towards reconciliation in our community in conjunction with the former Colebrook home in Eden Hills, and really aim to create a place of peace and reflection and of healing in our community. This month I also met with the Friends of Waite Conservation Group to discuss the importance of volunteering and their volunteers in combating feral pests such as olive trees in our national parks and reserves. As part of celebrating National Landcare Week last month, I urged people to get out and join their local Landcare group, and if you live in a community that doesn't have a Landcare group, come join the ones up in Waite. Actively partaking in these activities and connecting with nature is so important for one's mental health and physical health, as well as an array of social benefits. And like many members also have indicated today, today's Are You OK Day and World Suicide Prevention Day. In my electorate, there are a number of groups dedicated to positive environmental outcomes, such as the Blackwood Action Group, Upper Sturt Reaches Landcare Group, Friends of Sturt Gorge Recreation Park, Friends of Shepherd's Hill Recreation Park, Friends of Belair National Park. And I'd like to thank all those who take time out of their lives to green our suburbs and to improve our environment. On this note, the Belair National Park has been receiving some much warranted attention since we last sat here before the winter break. The new Community Reference Group has been meeting regularly to discuss the master plan for the recreational space at the former country club and golf course site, and I've been meeting with local groups associated with the developments, and it was great to see some announcements today around additional mountain bike trails in the park. I was also pleased recently to join the Minister for Environment and Water and the Federal Member for Boothby to celebrate the opening of the new Long Gully Volunteer Centre kitchen and their renovations, and that, of course, was part of both state and federal election commitments and money from the Adelaide City deal with the federal Morrison government. And as part of that money from the City deal, there is works that are going to the contribution of Old Government House for garden landscaping works and the redevelopment of the Coach House. In terms of sport in my community, I'm happy to see once again both state and federal funds flowing into Waite. The community is very excited for the Sturt Lions Football Club, who have received such funds recently for the development of Carinya Reserve. After 17 years, the Lions and their president, John van der Vieken, will finally have a home ground which will include a new two-storey clubroom building, a grandstand and a Football Federation Australian-compliant artificial turf pitch. And the good thing about this completion of this project is that John can finally retire as president. Recently, I had the great honour of meeting two centurions from my community. Lois Liebing from Kalara Communities turned 100 last week, and she told me the secret to her life and long life has been working hard. And Viv Samuel, aged 101, I met with him last Friday and presented him a certificate in recognition of the end of VP Day, or marking VP Day. Viv has been awarded the Military Medal in the Africa Campaign in World War II, served in the British Armoured Division, and that was known as the Desert Rats at Tobruk, an absolute true living legend. And when we were meeting and talking on Friday, he said, "Sam, we've got to wrap things up because I'm off to Rostrum this afternoon at 101 years old, not out."